So you can join the broadcast. Flame Beans, come on. Flame Beans, come on. That's what I want. Guys, I haven't unlocked a character yet. Yeah. Omarion. Easy. Did you join?
What was this guy saying?
Darian, did you join the broadcast?
I'm trying to join.
It's cold. I'm already level 15. I'm not a tryhard. You're a tryhard.
I'm a multiplayer?
Yeah, you're the blackout. The battle royale. I'm not a. You're the tryhard, Darian. Oh, see, my friend is already like level 31. Haha, noob. Did you join it? Because if you're not gonna join it, I'm gonna. Darian, if
it's still loading.
You freaking TK fan?
Man, I'm leaving.
No. If
I'm
you're
gonna
TK
delete
fan.
my
No, TK fan. Freaking, you didn't do the race.
I'm deleting.
No, you didn't do the race.
Nope, I'm deleting my Black Ops.
Aw, I'm not allowed to say that.
Dad.
I'm gonna get demonetized. No, oh my god, you Fortnite head.
Me on these.
No.
My bosses.
Oh my god. You're a butthole. I forgot my cousin's gonna see this video. I shouldn't say that. Oh wait, no. Guess what? He doesn't care.
Yeah. Which one, Gabe?
Yeah. Haha. Freaking butthole, come here. Butthole face. Alright, you joined. Oh my god! You freaking. You want Starbucks, Darian? You freaking. Bomb Muffin, you freaking sicko mode.
It's not even sicko mode, but okay. I'm gonna get you demonetized for copyright.
No, this isn't copyright though. How is this copyright? Huh, Darian? Ooh. Huh? How is this copyright?
You're gay.
Oh, be quiet. You look like the moon man. Tamicha.
Stop saying that. What do you...
Tamicha, be quiet, Tamicha. I just saw someone's name.
That's it.
His name was Tamicha.
Wait, really? Oh my god. Wait, you know Rodney from last year?
Yeah.
Kinda looks like freaking Kodak Black.
Yeah, I was told that already. No, you already told me that. And I was confused. No. The zombies are coming, Darian.
Good.
Potential collapse detected.
Run! Go.
Oh god.
Oh, no. No! Darian! What the heck?
It's like a $1 piano.
Steel bracer. No, stay away from me, dumb zombie. Dude, Darian, this zombie's really running after me. Oh
I know, I see that.
What is that?
Oh god, he died, you stupid.
I didn't die.
No, he died.
Who died?
The zombie. The zombie died.
Where did he go? What?
What do you mean?
Where did the zombie go? It just disappeared into the
No,
ground.
it died.
No, it doesn't do that when it dies. It just falls down when it dies. It doesn't do that. That's weird.
My headset's about to die. I
Your
need to go
what?
charge it, hold on.
Your phone?
My headset. No, my
Oh.
headset.
Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to
Is a
safety.
bullet?
What butthole wants to get defeated? Where's this guy?
Yeah. Oh. Oh, I should've... Yeah. I'll be back, Marco. I'm gonna go do something quick.
Supply drop inbound.
Supply drop inbound. Oh my god. I swear I just saw someone. Come at me, stupid. Go, go, go! Get to the box.
Sorry about that, man. Sorry about
There's still someone here. Darian, I'm scared. There's still someone here.
Really?
Yes,
Isn't that
there's
like a World
still.
War II gun?
The MP40? I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, that was in like World War II, I think.
I don't know. Was it?
Sure. Well, no, never mind. Never mind, never mind.
Wait, is there a delay?
No, not really.
Nice, nice. That's nice. Come on, get inside.
It's not like a long delay, it's like a 2-second delay.
Oh, okay, nice.
Or 3 seconds.
What are you listening to?
Boom.
Oh my god. Oh my god,
Oh,
Darian,
never
you're
mind,
gonna.
it's 10-second. 10-second delay.
Darian, you're gonna try to drift in this game. That's what I know. You're gonna try to drift.
No.
Sure, I know
No,
you,
not.
Darian.
Okay, fine, you got me.
Yeah, you're gonna try to drift with the truck, stupid.
You can't drift with trucks. Well,
That's
you
the
can,
point.
it's just, it's really very difficult.
God, what the heck, Darian? He wants to come out. Oh my god. You're hurting my ears. Oh, you. I
Boy.
get caught in the
What
storm.
is that? Dude, you're gonna die. Why are you in the storm?
To safe zone.
I'm not gonna die.
Yeah, got that, no.
suck at blackout.
Well, why didn't the team kill me then?
What did you say? Bro, I have the
This guy
1.0.
actually did pretty good.
I have the 1.0 Takio and the MP40, which is an old gun and an old character. Bro, we're all set. Bro, this feels like I'm playing Black Ops 1 or something. I don't know. Did they have an MP40 on Black Ops 1?
Well, this guy actually did good.
What are you listening
I'm
to?
pretty sure they had I'm pretty sure
Who's that?
I'm pretty sure they had the MP40 at World at War.
Net call. Supply drop incoming.
Bro, he's low. Come on. Why does it take so long? What? Oh my god, now it's gonna do this. Darian, hold on. Oh my god, why does it take so long? My god! Bro, it's a bro! I'm joining back. Hello, I'm back.
What happened?
It lagged me out. It wouldn't let me talk to you. Did I die?
No.
Yeah, I did die. You liar. You lied to me.
What? It put me in the black scene.
Oh, that's probably because, is it fixed now? Can you see?
Yeah, I could see.
Oh yeah, the internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. I know that. Yeah, I get cheer skip. Woo!
Oh my gosh, blown away. Well, I don't know if he had a music video for this song.
Oh gosh. I'm not talking about the song, Darian.
I know.
I'm going to kill all animals. Oh yeah, 1.0 Takio is cool. Do you still want me to broadcast?
Yes, please.
All right. You're watching it though, right?
Yeah, I'm still watching it.
Oh gosh. You need help. Darian, you need help.
I don't need help, I'm just watching memes. When am I supposed to watch the stream?
Yeah. I'm gonna end it if you don't watch.
Okay, I'm happy.
Freaking. You know what's creepy? That little broccoli on the broccoli on the top right.
Yeah, I know, yeah, that. I know, it's weird.
It looks so weird. Oh my god. I don't even play the game that it's like
What game is it?
I forgot, but it's like I know there's a game for it. I don't even play it. It just looked weird, so I just equipped it. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, you don't have Chakio. Get out of here. You don't have Chakio. Get out of here. You don't have Chakio. Get out of here. You don't
Hello,
got Chakio.
can you go away, you annoying little bum bum? You smell like
Hello,
bum bum.
Alright, well, Darian, where should I go?
I don't know. Go to factory. I don't know.
PlayStation 5 is on its way, and that means we are going to start talking about the things we want and don't want, but let's see what we don't. My vote is Falcon is an alien game race. PlayStation 5, 10 things we don't want.
Oh no, factory is way too far.
High price point.
No, I can make it the factory.
They play them out like $600, and that is not a valuable purchase for any gamer, no matter how good
What does your market look like it's having a Skyrim?
Oh, that's because I'm just messing with it.
Time where consoles are something inherently different than a PC. In fact, most of them are just a pared down PC. Brand, you're buying the user interface, and you're
Peanut
buying
butter
the
on my-
power of the ability to secure good software, curation, so to speak. Which, as you know, is questionable sometimes, and since we do know the PS4 and the PS4 Pro did actually represent a decent hardware increase and didn't exactly break the bank as far as reducing
Who wants to get
price
doo-dooed
points
on?
above and beyond.
Who wants to get doo-dooed on? Darian, you about to get doo-dooed on.
Try to use perception to try to make the PS5 seem much more powerful by.
Are you gonna get the PS5 or no?
I don't know. That's up to my dad if he's gonna buy it. He's probably, most likely not.
Advertisers that never actually use it again, like the touch bar on the PS4 controller. You know where you've seen the touch bar used on a PS4 controller? In the commercials for the PS4. If a feature literally only gets used in the advertisement for the feature, that's a good indicator it's
Dang,
not
this
going
is a
to be
good setup.
useful. Unless you
I
can
like
come up with
this
something
setup. I like it.
like, let's say, the Nintendo Switch and all of the various functionality it brings. Don't do it. Now,
We
that's
gotta do
not
some
to say
parkour
that
here.
people don't have a touchpad on PS4 controller. It has potential as an idea. If controllers with touchpads
What if I
are
jump into the lava?
a good idea, there wouldn't be a Nintendo Switch. But Sony sure didn't make any push for people to actually use that thing. Number 8, we don't want another system that doesn't give us backwards compatibility. We've spent so much time and money building our PS4/PS4 Pro libraries, digitally speaking, that a trade-in for a PS4 or a PS4 Pro to a PS5, it's not even close to worth it. The PS4 is not even a bad system as far as consoles go. Is it getting a little dated? Sure, but could you not allow me to play all of the digital content I purchased on the PlayStation platform with maybe a PS5 enhanced patch? Of course you could. That's why not doing it is one of the key things that you're going to hear people very loud about. If they don't do it, people are going to be probably more mad this generation than any previous one. Especially having the PS4 Pro, which introduced the idea of the PlayStation as a platform, like a software platform, like a Steam, and the hardware just kind of being something that allows you to play, which is the same thing that Xbox is seemingly trying to do as well. If we see no backwards compatibility, there's going to be problems. Number 7, we really don't want the PlayStation 5 to go all digital. Now, does that mean we definitely have to have all
Black Ops 6000. Oh my god.
That's probably a better answer.
Where the heck did you get Black Ops 6000 from?
I don't know. It just had like 10,000 lines on it.
The idea of going
Or 6,000.
digital seems like something that would exclude a lot of gamers. A lot of us come from rural areas, and the thing that we have to do, other than plowing the fields and hoeing and all that, yes, that's
Hoeing.
a joke. Having it go full digital, meaning only downloads, means waiting for downloads for multiple days, because people without
Yeah. That's actually a good, pretty good point because we don't wanna.
allows a lot of people to actually play games.
You don't want to wait like 10,000 freaking hours just to download a game.
To how bad coverage is in some rural areas. And when I say some rural areas, I mean large swaths of the country in the middle region of the country. Number 6, do not give us a small internal SSD. If we get a solid state drive, it has to be a good sized one. Because let's face it, games keep getting bigger, and as the standard moves towards solid state, and let me just go ahead and say this, if it's not an SSD, I don't even know what Sony's doing. But as things progress, we can't have a small SSD. It's got to be big, because even if they don't forego the disk slot and allow you to have a disk, oftentimes you're installing large portions of the game on the hard drive as a requirement now. If they cheapo out on this or make a model that's intended to get you to buy a larger model, I just think that would be really just terrible. Give us the means to play a decent amount of games on our console before we have to worry about storage. Number 5, and this one is going to seem so obvious, but there's some context that I think makes it really necessary to bring up. We don't want to see anything less than 60 frames per second on games. And I bring that up because a lot of games right now on the PlayStation 4 Pro look amazing. And in a lot of respects, I'm not that concerned with fidelity at this point. I don't care as much. I certainly want graphics to progress. I certainly want my games in 4K. But I'll tell you what I need,
I don't know
60
why I did
frames per
that.
second. At this point, if the game
What'd you
isn't
do?
looking good and running
Oh
smooth,
my
I don't
god.
know. I just picked up level 2 armor again right after I had it. I don't know why I did that.
2 generations into an era
What?
where there supposedly was never going to be a console again. You need to start justifying things. And that doesn't, like I said, mean giving us a $3,000 gaming PC in a $400 box. It means making a platform that is powerful, optimized, well documented, and well supported for all the devs out there who are making stuff for it, so we get nice, smooth experiences right away. Number 4, don't go all USB-C like Apple. Don't get me wrong, USB-C is sweet. It's so good. If you want to
41 people left.
USBCs on the front of the console,
40
that's
people
fine.
left, I mean.
They look great, they plug in great, they feel great, they work really well too, but give us some more ports on the back. It doesn't hurt for us to be able to charge our stuff on the back of the thing. It also doesn't hurt for peripherals that might be compatible to actually be compatible. We don't want to see the platform limited as opposed to open. Again, we're in a console generation where a console really needs to start justifying being based. So make it nice, accessible, open, and easy for us. Number 3, we don't want the PS5 to be too loud.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
camp.
not saying that in a stop making loud games. No, I'm talking about the fact that the PS4 has like a built-in propulsion system and blasts off into space every time a game gets a little bit more detailed. Oh, we gotta run a cinematic where there's some high detail and some faces. Your PS4 is gonna have to go to Mars for that. Please don't do this. Number 2, something that would make me ever so happy is for them to forego a cheap battery this time around. Don't give us crappy battery life on the controllers again. Now I know you're saying, hey, the battery life, it's 6 hours, that's a long time. I would say, maybe you haven't realized that you might leave the controller on the couch and then come to the couch later and be like, I'm gonna sit down and play a game, and oh hey, there's no battery. I'm gonna have to wait for it to charge. It's not like it stayed on the whole time. The controller went to sleep almost immediately. The PS4 went to sleep, and I wanted to come back to it. I wanted to turn everything back on.
Yes.
You know what? I was for a few hours.
Okay.
There's no battery. Also, when the battery gets old, it stops being a 6-hour battery. It starts being like a 2-hour battery. I don't know anybody who
Mark, you have to go now?
RPG for 2
No, I
hours.
just have to take
They
out the
don't
dogs.
exist. What does that mean? Get rid of
Alright.
things like the touchpad or the light bar? No, it means put a better battery in the thing. Although I did bring up the touch bar as a gimmick that hasn't been used, I don't understand why it hasn't been used. And you know what'd be even cooler? Put a touch screen in the
Why are you
damn
shooting a
controller next time
toilet?
around. I don't care. The Nintendo Switch has a huge screen in it. And with some of the games I play last a really long time.
Oh, you should do that thing where you camped in the bathroom.
Running all that stuff.
I was gonna try to, but it wasn't in the circle.
Like a touch menu or something for more than 6 hours at this point in time. And finally, number 1, we do not want an early release date. Don't put out the PS5 in 2019. That would be absurd. You rush the darn thing out, and it's going to be underpowered compared to the competition. And let's be honest, people are probably not going to want a PS5 Pro in 4 years. In all honesty, PS4 Pro made me go, wow, hey, slow down. I don't want this. That's not to say it's not cool. It's not to say that I dislike it. I like it, actually. I just maybe buying a replacement console every 2-3 years. It feels really, like, early. Especially when you see games like God of War come out that don't even require the PS4 Pro to clearly be, like, among the best-looking games on the PS4. Like, the potential is reached late.
Whoa, God of War, like...
Why just kneecap it halfway? Take your time, Sony. Do it right. Make it last. I feel like there's probably a few things we said here that you probably didn't want either.
Okay.
Let us know in the comments what you're thinking about with the PS5. Some of the things maybe you don't want.
Darian, I have to take out the dogs because my sister's whining.
Like this video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed, now would be a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. The best way to see them first is, of course, console generation is coming, so let's look to the Microsoft side of things. Now, folks, it's stopping it today. I'm going to race the next Xbox. 10 things we don't want. Number 10, not playing used games. Hashtag, never forget, we don't want that Xbox One DRM stuff to start cropping back up. Compared to some of the predatory business practices we've seen this console generation, maybe not the worst, but that could be because everybody got really angry and they didn't do it. Everybody was like, no, absolutely not. You cannot stop us from buying used games and playing it on your console, because if you try to, we're not going to buy your console. And they were like, you're right, we shouldn't try this. Like, I totally understand you can make more money making people buy the game, again, because the serial number is attached to some other console, virtually speaking, but if you've got a physical disc, you should be able to put it in the damn console and play it, period. Number 9, we really don't like the idea of not having a consistent experience with the two versions of consoles planned. There is talk about the idea that Microsoft may have 2 consoles for the next gen, which, unless it's like some very minor differences between the two, like, I don't know, maybe hard drive space or the premium edition, the basic edition, that type of thing. If we see like the Xbox One XL and like then the Xbox 2 or something in one console generation, I'm gonna be like, what? I'm sorry, that's a no for me. Are you kidding? Because the last thing we need is them forking the experience. Like, they went ahead and tried to unify the experience with the Xbox and the Xbox One X, both basically running off the same platform, one simply being more powerful hardware-wise, and that's what they really continue with. Not doing that would be a great mistake that we really just don't want to see. Number 8, this is just something that's universal for the next generation consoles, not including Microsoft or Sony, but we need to bring it up. Trying to launch too early in order to beat the competitor. In the case of Xbox, trying to beat Sony by a year, for instance. It would make sense that Microsoft might try this on account they did face consequences for launching a year after the Sony PlayStation 4. I mean, Sony just ate them on install base right off. So you can see why they would want to, but let's not forget the last time they actually did launch early. This isn't something that you've heard in a while, but I'm going to say it anyway. Red Ring of Death, the R-Rod, that was directly a result of Microsoft pushing as hard as they could, as fast as they could, to beat Sony, and it was just, that was terrible. We should never have to endure anything like that again. That was just blatant crap on their part. Number 7, and don't take this as a diss on, say, the HoloLens, which is a pretty cool thing, to be totally honest. I think it's a better idea than VR, at least at the moment. Augmented reality is pretty awesome, but we really just don't want them to emphasize the HoloLens, or really just some gimmick that they may come up with to add into the mix that isn't the HoloLens, to try and soak up hype based on some sort of new mechanical thing that they've come up with that nobody else has, nobody else does, but that's just, it's not a good way to do things, I definitely want to see HoloLens stuff. Like I said, I think that it is a really cool idea. What we've seen of it so far, awesome, but it's not the HoloLens box, it is the Xbox.
Microsoft's Xbox and Sony's PlayStation have been engaged in a console war for as long as we can remember. With each company trying to get the jump on the other, there are bound to be some low blows here and there from both sides. But we'll specifically be focusing on the shadier things Microsoft has done with the Xbox. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with the gamer. And ring that bell, this one, right here, to become a part of our notification squad so you never miss a video. Without further ado, here are some times Xbox ripped off PlayStation. Analog sticks. Now, the modern day controller is pretty simple. You usually have yourself a today, analog sticks. Every single modern controller you can think of nowadays has 2 analog sticks. D-pad buttons are useful to have on the controller as well, but not as the main movement buttons. Enter Sony's DualShock controller for the original PlayStation, one of the most innovative controllers in the history of gaming. So when Microsoft released the Xbox with games like Halo and Perfect Dark, it was a necessity to have a controller that could service those games' complex controls. There was really no other choice for a first-person shooter than having 2 analog sticks. One to control your character's movements, and one to control your view and the accuracy of your weapon. What Microsoft did to make it a bit different than the PlayStation, though, was to not put the analog sticks right next to each other. Gran Turismo. While the original PlayStation was chock full of incredible and timeless games like Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear Solid, and Parappa the Rappa, one of the most popular games to come off the console was Gran Turismo. While racing sims might not be your thing and aren't among the most popular gaming genres, there are a bunch of gamers who love nothing more than to get behind the virtual wheel of their favorite cars. When the original Gran Turismo was released in 1997, gamers at the time shared the thought that games could never look any better than this. Oh, how times have changed. Gran Turismo changed racing games forever with its lifelike graphics and gameplay, and became the console's most sold game, selling over 10.8 million copies. The success of Gran Turismo put a lot of pressure on Microsoft to have their own racing game to compete against Gran Turismo, and that game became Forza Motorsport. While Forza might have its own uniqueness in its engine, no pun intended, and the vehicles you have to choose from, it's not very difficult to see that it was heavily inspired by the wildly successful Gran Turismo series, making it a notable entry that Microsoft stole from some. Sony, we like both games, but Gran Turismo came first, so yeah. PSVR. The electronics industry likes to go through a lot of gimmicks. In the 2000s, it was motion controls, which worked well for Nintendo, but not for the copycats. Then it was 3D, which was really just a way for TV manufacturers and movies to be more expensive than they already were. Now, it's VR. VR seems to be the real deal, though, and it's a bit more advanced than motion controls or 3D, so calling it a gimmick is a bit of an injustice at this point, since it's hard to deny the overwhelming popularity of VR in today's gaming landscape. The company currently leading the charge for VR in the console market is Sony, with the PlayStation VR. If you ever get the opportunity, load up Superhot and watch your inner child be released in the virtual world. With PSVR dominating the console VR market, Microsoft had to find a way to get its foot in the door. Say hello to HoloLens. HoloLens is Microsoft's version of VR, and instead of being inside a game world, the real world becomes your video game. Listen, it's definitely cool, but at the moment, it'll set you back $3,000, while Sony's PSVR sells for a measly $300 in comparison. Triggers. We just can't seem to stop comparing the PlayStation and Xbox controllers to each other. Do you think you've got a trigger finger? Well, you wouldn't even know what a trigger finger was if it wasn't for Sony. They're the ones who pretty much invented the triggers on a home console controller, and we're bringing up Sony's innovative controller, the DualShock, for this one once again. That controller literally paved the way for the modern controller, offering not only the basic controller layout that we see today, but innovations like the aforementioned dual analog sticks and triggers. Triggers are very useful when playing racing games, so you could go light or hard on the throttle or brake, and even in first-person shooters to improve the controls and feel like you're actually pulling the trigger on a weapon. Speaking of first-person shooters, we think the Xbox had a pretty popular one on their hands in the form of Halo, so it seemed like a pretty good idea to put triggers on their controllers to make the game control much better. Well, they really should be thanking Sony for their success. Kids today will never know the struggle of playing GoldenEye 007 with an N64 controller. Perfecting the controls for first-person shooter games was near impossible before Sony released the DualShock. So, Microsoft, make sure you write Sony a thank you note for this one. Slim consoles. While it seems like we're on the brink of another generation of consoles releasing from Sony and Microsoft, we're also in the age of mini generations. Every time we think we're getting closer to the next generation of consoles, Sony or Microsoft release a new version of the PS4 or Xbox One. It honestly feels like next-gen consoles are never going to come out at this rate. Last time we checked, this strategy only works in the phone market. We're looking at you, Apple. Anyway, these upgrades come in the form of slimmer machines, sleeker designs, and upgraded power. Out of the two gaming giants, it was Sony who was the first to make a smaller version of their console with the PS2 Slim. The Slim models were exactly what they sound like. Slimmer and lighter versions of the PS2. They were nothing special, but they took up less space in your living room, so that's good, we guess. It also opened the door for Microsoft to introduce us to consoles like the Xbox 360 Elite and the 360S. Both consoles that fixed the aforementioned red rings of death, while also upgrading the original console's power. Game streaming. It's sad to think that backward compatibility is almost a thing of the past. One of the main selling points of the Xbox One was the fact that it was backwards compatible. They knew the PS4 wasn't backwards compatible and took advantage. Even today, the PS4 is still severely lacking in this field, but they did so for a reason. Instead of making their consoles backward compatible, Sony decided to release a streaming service where you could stream your favorite games of the past straight to your PS4 console, calling it PlayStation Now. All the classics from the PS2, PS3, and even some PS4 games are available to play on this service. After hearing about this service, it didn't take long for Microsoft to copy the idea and throw their own hat into the game streaming market. Since the Xbox One is already backward compatible, Xbox Game Pass allows gamers to stream over 100 Xbox One and Xbox 360 games to their system, making it one idea that Microsoft definitely improved upon after ripping off. Bringing used games back. Before it was popular to hate on EA, for one summer following E3 2013, it was popular to hate on Microsoft. Do you remember why? Well, they ended up shooting themselves in the foot by saying the Kinect on the Xbox One is always on, that the console would require a constant internet connection, and that they would be removing used games entirely from the upcoming console. While it does seem like we're moving towards getting rid of used games and the like with game streaming services today, Microsoft definitely brought this idea way too early. Gamers were simply not ready to say goodbye to physical discs and say hello to an only digital world, but Microsoft thought otherwise. They received so much flack on the issue, and Sony received so much praise for just letting gamers play used games on the PS4 that Microsoft had no choice but to fold and copy what Sony was doing. CD formatted games. Sony took a huge risk when the company decided to release their first console as a system that read CD formatted games. Sony was working with Nintendo to create the Nintendo PlayStation, but Sony wanted to use CD. They decided to release their first console as a system that read CD formatted games. Sony was working with Nintendo to create the Nintendo PlayStation, but Sony wanted to use CDs instead of cartridges. They created a prototype of the console that would play both CDs and cartridges, but Nintendo
Never fly first class. It ruins flying in coach forever. That's exactly why you should never get Hulu. Live TV plus tons of
both got cold feet. The two gaming giants couldn't come to an agreement and decided to separate and work on their own projects. As you know, Sony ended up coming out with the PlayStation, which was the first home console to use CD formatted games, breaking the mold from the cartridges of old. Why was this a huge risk? Well, companies that strayed from cartridges typically didn't do too well. But it turns out that Sony would set the gaming industry standard, seeing as we still use CD formatted games today. Nintendo decided to defy the new format, opting for smaller discs that we saw on the GameCube and small 3D discs like cartridges on the Switch. Clearly, Microsoft realized CD formatted games were the future and followed Sony in making the original Xbox ready to read disc format games. DVD player. It's no secret that video game consoles are becoming less about video games and more about being full-on entertainment centers, capable of doing many things. This all started when Sony decided to put a DVD player into the PlayStation 2. The PS2 made it possible to destroy your friends in Star Wars Battlefront, only to then kick back and watch Empire Strikes Back afterward. It may not seem impressive today, but back when the PS2 was fresh on the market, DVD players were all the rage and quite pricey. So to get a video game console and a DVD player together for that price was a steal. This led to Microsoft jumping onto the DVD player hype train when they released the original Xbox a year later. Today, both Sony and Microsoft compete to feature as many non-gamer options on their consoles so that anyone can find an excuse to own a PS4 or an Xbox One. Who knows? Maybe next-gen consoles will be able to accurately predict the future. Software focus. That's right. While both companies continue to take shots and one-up each other, the console war between Sony and Microsoft seems to have calmed down recently.
Darian left. Oh, no, you're still here. Are you still watching this stuff, or do you want me to end it now?
You can end it now.
Alright. Coming.